What is going on, guys? By the time that you see this footage, this will have been a week old. Anyways, though, today has been an incredible day. I'm sure a lot of you guys hopefully know this by now. I can't really see into the future, but hopefully by the time this goes up, you guys will all know this. Our new album, Freak Show, is number 9 on the charts right now. I don't know if anything crazy is going to happen from here. I don't know anything, really. It's just all in the air. Before we do get started, though, I did want to let you guys know that this video was sponsored by Vincero. I don't know if you guys remember. We've done a lot of funny promos with them in the past. This one is a little bit more of a serious tone, just because right now I've got like this weird feeling in my chest with everything going on, and it relates to the watches, and I'll explain why. It sounds stupid, but just let me explain. I did something pretty cool a minute ago. We actually went through and we read Vincero's little, like, their story about how they came to be and how they came about and everything, and it's a truly seriously inspiring story. If you guys haven't checked it out, which I'm sure a lot of you guys haven't, you need to go down in the description and check out their website in a minute and read their about me. But long story short, it's where they came from, how the business came up, and the story of their hustles and the struggles and everything else that they were having. And it's very inspirational, and I think that means a lot to me with everything. So I am excited about working with these guys again. I just wanted to let you guys know the name itself, Vincero, means I will win, which is really nice. It's nice to just look down at the wrist and see that. It's like a mental reminder. Like Jake has a tattoo right here that says work harder, so that way he tells himself that every time that he's like feeling stressed out or something's going on, it's a constant reminder on his wrist that says work harder, don't forget it. It's just the same thing with Vincero, just seeing that it's I will win. 6 or 7 of these now, and I wear them very regularly depending on whatever I'm wearing or whatever. It sounds goofy and whatever, but I really do. I have different watches coordinating to outfits because I'm that guy. From first-hand experience, I will definitely say that for the price that you can get one of these watches for, the quality you're just not going to find anywhere else for that price. It's just not going to happen. I'm telling you. I think the thing that sells me the most on this entire watch is more than just the quality. It's the entire message, the branding, and the everything that comes along with the watch itself. It's inspirational. If you guys go read their slogan on their website, you'll really understand. Or not their slogan, but
you'll understand the blood, sweat, and tears that was put into this watch, and I relate to that so much because.
Oh yeah, Nick's over here. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I think the biggest thing is that we were in the same exact spot, opening up 6 Media. We were in the same spot doing music and doing all of this and that. Like they like to say, fortune favors the bold.
Yeah, I'm reading it now. Like their names are Tim, Aaron, and Sean. You guys, like, we know what it feels like. That
seriously,
putting everything you've got into one last shot. Maybe not last, but you put it all in one boat and you don't look back. And it's hard to explain that feeling, but you get that feeling.
After all the hard work and the struggles and the criticism and everything else that we've received over the last few months, it's been rough. And I think now it's insane to be sitting here and knowing that we just dropped an album 4 days ago and it's number 9. That's why I'm so struggling today. My mind is like, I'm so lost. Real people, real company, real message, real branding, real quality.
Real watches.
Speaks for itself. But I think the most important takeaway from this is that starting today, not even going to last that long, but they're having a limited site-wide sale that all the watches on their site are very, very cheap right now. Trust me, if you want to go check them out, you need to go do it right now. Now is the time. So anyways, let's continue on with today's video. What is going on, guys?
I didn't even know you were recording. Gavin just talked to Doug on the phone. Doug's not very happy because Gavin wants to twin turbo the Mustang.
The black car. I don't know what to call that car. I hate calling it Satan. That's so stupid. This is so sad.
It's like I'm going to college.
You're leaving me for so long. How long are you going to be gone?
I don't know yet. I haven't figured that out.
Oh my god. What does a buffalo tell his son whenever he's going to the airport?
Bye, son.
Bye, son.
Working on your video. I'll give you updates on it.
Okay, have fun. They grow up so quick. Well, why did I do that? I started that video with anyways, though, the topic of today's video is rather interesting. First off, I do want to say that I'm not sure why we're doing this. Mainly it's just because we're bored and we don't have that much content to make, but I think we are going to be twin turboing the black car. Satan. The GT, whatever you want to call it. Essentially, the reason for doing this is just because the engine on the black car, as you guys know, we shipped that engine off to MMR, and they're going to be having it for probably another month or two to be going through it. They're trying to figure out what the issue is with that engine. I'm not sure what the issue is. We couldn't figure it out before we shipped it off, which we were kind of hoping that we would, but we just couldn't figure it out. So they got it now. They're looking it over. I'm sure it's probably maybe a clearancing. I really don't know. I'm not even going to say anything because I really have no idea. And as you guys know, somehow this is what we saw inside of the Shelby cylinder walls whenever we opened it up.
This is what we got.
So that was pretty disgusting. I'm not sure what is going on with the Shelby either, but it was a brand new piston in there, so I'm assuming that somebody completely grenaded that engine in its past ownership. It was a one-owner car whenever I got it with low miles, so I thought, what could go wrong? It's a one-owner car under warranty, and blah, blah, blah. They got me. So I'm not sure what happened to that car before. Pulled the motor apart, and that's what we found inside of that. So anyways, that engine is actually getting shipped off to RPM Racing Engine. We have a Coyote engine that is getting built with MMR and getting fixed, and we've got a stock Voodoo engine that's getting shipped off to RPM in California, and they are actually going to be sleeving it and completely building that thing to hold 1,500 horsepower at the wheels reliably. So, and we're not going to have an engine in the GT350 obviously for a while until we get that engine back. And unfortunately, lead time on that, we're looking at like 6 to 8 weeks. So it's still unfortunately going to be almost 2 months before we can even get the engine back for the Voodoo once we ship it off. So the GT350 is pretty much gone for now. We had this brilliant idea. I was sitting there on the phone with Jeff. I say we, it was Jeff's idea. But we had this brilliant idea. Jeff was like, yeah, hey dude, I got the information for where to ship the Voodoo engine to. Call him, here's how much it is, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that's so expensive. And he was like, yeah, I know, dude, it sucks, but hey, at least it's not a brand new Voodoo engine that's like 15 grand. And I was like, true. Long story short, Jeff was like, what are you doing for content right now? Because all your cars are broken. I was like, yeah, dude, I know. We gave away the Corvette to the giveaway winner, which was a great video, by the way. If you guys missed it, click above. Meep is down right now because of the boost cut issue, which we're going to be getting fixed hopefully in the next few days as well. The GT350's engine is completely then Satan's engine obviously is in California at an MMR. So what are you planning on doing? And I was like, dude, I have no idea. We're scraping the bottom of the bucket right now. And he was like, I have an idea for you. You want to break the internet? And I was like, lay it on me, Jeff. What'd you do with the stock motor that you pulled out of the black car? And I was like, the one that blew up? He was like, yeah. And I was like, dude, we still have it sitting there. I got to get rods and pistons for it whenever we get some downtime because I don't know exactly what to. I see where you're going. And he was like, I can have rods and pistons there tomorrow morning for you. Your crank is still good in there, right? I was like, crank is perfect. He's like, good. The block's still good. I was like, the block is like mint. Basically what is happening now is right now he is in the process of placing the order, and tomorrow morning by 8 a.m. I have rods, pistons, rings, bearings, Cometic head gaskets, ARP rod bolts, and ARP head studs coming for the stock block. And tomorrow I'm taking the stock Coyote block along with all the new pieces that I'm getting tomorrow morning, and we're gonna go to AMS Race Engines in Shreveport, Louisiana, which is about an hour from here, and we're going to be taking it to them to basically have them assemble it and balance the the rotating assembly. And now normally we assemble everything ourselves obviously, but bottom end stuff I don't touch bottom end stuff. Reason being is because you want to make sure that all the tolerances are perfect. You really want to make sure that the balancing is spot on. We're gonna get the engine back from AMS Engines in 3 days. That's the good part to it. You know how I have the Gen 1 heads? Me and Harry actually a long time ago went on a cruise to Mexico. You remember that video? If not, click up above and check it out. But we're gonna take the Gen 1 heads that I got from Florida whenever we were going on our cruise, the cams, the timing set, and everything, and basically assemble the most Frankenstein Coyote engine with it. And we're gonna put it in the black car. But there's a catch to it. While we were there, we were like, let's make it a little bit more interesting. That's not really that cool. That's not that cool. It's not gonna hit algorithm. It's not gonna get a bunch of views. It's not gonna make a bunch of money. Let's take that Frankenstein engine, throw it in the car, and let's twin turbo it. And so, I kid you not, what we're doing is we're gonna take the GT350's twin turbo setup and we're gonna swap it over to the GT. I'm sorry if it's bumpy, by the way. I'm on like most awful junk roads in Louisiana right now because that's just how it is here. We're broke as anyways though, so we're going to be taking the twin turbo setup off the GT350 and we're going to slap it onto the GT because it's oilless turbos. So thank the Lord for Hellhorse Performance. He's helped me with like all of this, by the way. So Jeff and Hellhorse, I love you so much. We're going to take the twin turbo setup from Hellhorse off the GT350 and literally just set it in place onto the GT for 2 months or so, because why not? We've got a whole twin turbo setup, we've got a whole engine. It'd be cool to have that car twin turboed for 2 months until we get the block back from MMR, right? So the goal is to put the twin turbo setup from Hellhorse onto the black car, on the stock block with pistons and rods, and crank that thing up and hopefully run my fastest time ever with the built MT82 that's in the black car, the twin turbo setup from the GT350. It probably shouldn't be happening. 979 was my fastest quarter mile time. We're gonna try and break that. I'm not even sure if this is gonna work. I might just be talking on my ass right now and I might be like, oh, we're gonna twin turbo the car, and then for some reason in the next few days I find out that we're not gonna be able to, so we'll have to put the supercharger on it. Also, the cool thing about it, once we get both the built engines back, we'll have the twin turbo Shelby again, we'll have the supercharged built 5.0 Coyote in the GT again. Both of those are going to be able to handle at least 1,500 wheel horsepower, so those are going to be two nasty cars. But the good thing about it is we'll be left over with a third, well, in this case, I guess technically a second Coyote engine and a built Voodoo engine, but the second Coyote engine that we're going to be building here in the next few days, we'll be able to take back out of the GT, the one that's only going to be able to handle about 1,100-1,200, and we'll be able to keep that to Coyote swap something, because as you guys remember, I've still got my stock MT82 transmission. The goal is to basically take the 1,100 wheel horsepower built-ish ish stock block Coyote, put a Manic twin disc on it, or triple disc maybe, put the MT82 behind it, the stock one that came out of the car a long time ago, and then take that entire power plant and swap it into something absolutely insane. So like a Fox body or a truck, or I don't know, something cool. Anyways though, the takeaway from this entire conversation is that we're now going to have completed 3 power plants, 2 of them being Coyote engines that are built, 1 of them being a build 5.2 liter Voodoo engine. I was kind of worried about the next 2 months and what we were going to do for content, because obviously if the Shelby's gone, the black car is gone, Corvette's gone, everything is gone. So like, what am I gonna do for videos? Jeff, thank you so much.
Doug?
What?
I got a clutch line for the GT350.
Okay. Well, now we need to hole everything else for it.
What are you doing?
I forgot. I have to leave it in gear.
Jesus Christ. She's trying to run my ass over.
I'll leave Doug alone for a day.
It's a race car, bro. It's heritage.
Oh, it's a race car.
I wish you could let me get that on video. How did that even take place? What made you want to do that?
I told you I was working on it yesterday, bro.
I didn't know you meant you were gonna cut the hood wide open and put a hood dump out there. Got a paint job and everything while I was gone.
Yep.
That should work. This is the block that I was telling you guys about. This is the stock block out of the Mustang that I blew up whenever me and Demonology were racing. So I figured if we were gonna get new pistons, why not just go with a little bit stronger components and make this thing be able to handle 11 or 1200 horsepower. In these 2 boxes right here, we've got King coated XP series racing bearings. Really, really cool. These are main bearings and obviously the rod bearings. As you guys probably saw in this engine, we've already got head studs on it from whenever I had it a long time ago and was running that engine, so we didn't have to get any head studs. But in these baggies right here, we've also got the oil squirter blocked off. We've even got this nice RPG racing engine, little key tag, keychain. Thanks, dude. This box right here, these are Manley H-Beam H-Tough connecting rods. They also have the ARP 2000 rod bolts in them, so you were right, they did come in them. Check those things out. All that Manley goodness. So yeah, these are the H-Tough series rods. Probably would have went with like an I-beam rod or something like that if we were doing a sleeved motor. Being that we're running stock block, we're limited to about 11 or 1200 horsepower at the wheel anyways, which is pretty much the breaking point of these rods. These rods will definitely hold a lot of power though, trust me. Our next box, we've got the Manley Platinum series. We've also got some nice beefed up wrist pins in here as well. These are 11:1 compression ratio, but they're actually bored over 5 thousandths of an inch, so we're actually going to be boring the engine just a tiny bit just to kind of make sure that the walls are perfectly in what am I trying to say, in tolerance. That is gorgeous. The Platinum series pistons are like almost one of the best pistons that Manley offers, and they are really gorgeous. Look at these things.
Support more than what we're going to throw at it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's just exactly what Doug said. Those components right there should be easily capable of making 11 or 1200 horsepower at the wheels reliably, which is exactly what we're looking for, especially out of just a temporary motor that we're going to be using until we get the obviously the built engine back from MMR, and we'll be able to really crank it up. But just to get the car driving and stuff and to have a spare built Coyote is not going to be any problem at all. So this is definitely going to be the solution for that by far. Anyways, we're going to get all these parts loaded up in the back of the truck and we're going to head over. We got an hour drive to go drop this engine off. I just got off the phone and placed the order for the built motor for the GT350, so they're actually in the process of getting all of that worked out right now. Some specs on the build that we're doing for the GT350 is insane. It is a reliable 1500 horsepower. This is their level 3 build at RPG Racing. They decked the block, mainline honed, and then they hot tanked the 5.2 Voodoo block, which is customer supplied. Obviously, we're sending them the block. They're gonna put Darton sleeves in it, O-ring the block, diamond finish honed. They use the Voodoo crankshaft. It's fully prepped, micro polished and balanced to the rotating assembly. We're getting Manley Platinum Series pistons with 12:1 compression ratio. So literally the ones that I just showed you guys, we're gonna be putting those in the Voodoo as well, except for instead of 11:1, they're gonna be 12:1 compression ratio. Same thing, we're using the Manley rods, but instead of the H-beam rods, we're using the I-beam rods on this engine, which is incredibly strong. We're gonna have ARP 2000 rod bolts, same King main and rod bearing set that I just now showed you guys that we have for that Coyote engine back there. We've got ARP head studs and then the Dometic head gaskets, all that good stuff. So pretty much same stuff. Pack valve springs and new seals, 20% increase in seat pressure, and then they also do a valve job on it, so they do like an angle job on the valves and stuff. And the good thing too is that they're actually going to be assembling the entire long block for us and just shipping it all back to us. So they're going to fix all that crap in the heads that you guys saw last video of us disassembling it. That engine is very badly torn up from something that happened in the past. I don't know what it is, but they're going to get it all fixed up and send it back to us.
I guess I kinda like the way you help me escape. Now the day bleeds into night.
I forgot. I can do this now.
Oh yeah.
It's actually live. Our album just dropped, by the way. It's actually live on all platforms.
Tell me, why do I still feel so alone? Don't tell me I'm wrong.
I almost got one of those before I got the Shelby. I was like, let's not go for anything stupid. I want to get something that's still reliable, that I'll be able to have fun with and beat on, and if anything happens, it's just a modern, normal car to work on. So Shelby was like it was like the perfect dailyable car that I could find, and it was a manual, so the R8s don't come in manuals anymore, so that was kind of lame. I feel like the only way that I could buy one of those cars and spend that much money is if I just had so much excess money that I was just like, I just want one just to have one, but that's not anytime soon, so unless this album blows up, then we all get an R8.
I'll take a Viper. I'd rather a Viper any day.
What color you want?
Man, I don't know.
If
That's
it's
a good
Viper,
question.
It would have to be
4th
red.
gen or 5th
No,
gen?
I hate red. 5th gen, full bolt-on cam.
Lime green color is pretty nice too.
It's so loud though.
It is.
I'm not a big.
I like that color. It's pretty cool. All right, cool, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, dude.
Thanks, man.
Hopefully now, about 3 days from now, we'll get a call and we'll be able to come pick it up. Once we get it back home, we'll be able to bolt everything back onto the engine, drop it in the car, hopefully start it back up. So
Always told me I can never be great.
now it wants to play.
That's not me.
I cannot wait to get the engine back from the machine shop. We're going to be able to assemble the car finally again and have it running again until the engine comes in from MMR, which is going to be a few months from now probably, but it's exciting. So make sure you guys stay tuned, turn notifications on if you haven't already, drop a like, go check out our new album at Real Trace Music on Instagram or Trace and Mellow on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, all that good stuff. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.
Under the sea.
2019 I identify as a
Under the
crawfish.
sea.
Yo, what's good? Wait, hang on. Who tuned my guitar half step down? He only tuned the top 3 strings half step down, so I really don't like him anymore. Jeff is calling me again. I can't answer you right now, Jeff. I'm busy.
Wait, call FaceTime.
Hang on.
FaceTime.
Yo.
Yo, so I have head studs. You want to FaceTime?
Yeah, I need you to FaceTime me.
Is that how you're making YouTube content now? It's like, I think we need to take you to a doctor to get your brain checked out at this point.
Almost heaven, West Virginia. Oh shit. Blue Ridge Mountain Country Road. Take me home. I can't stop, Daniel. Help. Daniel, help. West Virginia! The video, you need to just play this with no context at the end of like one of the new videos coming up.
Get in there! Get in there! Come on! Yeah! Get in there! Yeah!
Running on, running on. Yeah, that's right. Tell these bitches, please stay in your lane, move along. Might take a trip across the pond just to flex. Papa saying, yeah, we got a long flight home. Say she got a man, but that ring is gone. She my greatest fan, play this song, she sing along. Bounce that ass.